Hello, my loves. Welcome back for another video. A lot of people are stepping into their successful era, and I know for me that when I was stepping into it many years ago, I would say like over a decade ago, I wish I knew these tips. And these are my ruthless tips for achieving girl boss discipline. Now, a little bit about me if you are new here. My name is Hailey Gamba. I have been on YouTube for almost a decade. And prior to starting my channel back in 2015, it was my dream to be a famous YouTuber. I remember watching so many different YouTubers and saying, that is what I'm gonna do for a career. And this was before it was even super popular to be an influencer, but I knew they were doing well and I wanted to be one of those girls. I really was going into it blindly, not knowing exactly what it was that I needed to push myself to do. Nowadays, people are taking classes on how to be an influencer and how to be the perfect this or that because it takes effort, it takes integrity, it takes discipline, it takes confidence. And these are all things that actually can be taught. But as someone who had to teach myself, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of my own personal tips that are going to propel your career and get you closer to that version of yourself that is the girl boss, CEO, or anybody or anything that truly achieves the desires they have. So if you guys want to know my tips and tricks and keep on watching and give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more videos like this. And thank you so much, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video. Hello guys, let's talk about today's sponsor, which is Rocket Money. I freaking love this app. It is so important to have in your phone if you are a forgetful person like me. Essentially, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that allows you to see all your subscriptions and cancel them if need be and lower your bills and essentially just manage your money better. I know a lot of people are trying to achieve financial freedom, and it is so important that we are aware of what we're spending money on, what things we can actually improve on and lessen our bills in some way. So Rocket Money is the personal finance app that's going to help you achieve that goal. You can also make a custom budget on Rocket Money and grow your savings. So this is a great way to just build up yourself to be in a better financial position, and it's all done in this particular app. My favorite thing is that it helps you cancel subscriptions. If you're anything like me and you're forgetful and you forget all the things that you subscribe to, it does it in a safe and secure way where it shows all of your unwanted subscriptions or the ones that you want so that you can manage them better and figure out which ones you want to cancel, and you have them in front of you so you don't keep spending money that you don't want to spend. You guys are going to go to rocketmoney.com/HaileyGamba. It will be on the screen and down below to sign up today and get your free trial so that you guys can manage your budget a little bit better, have a healthier savings, and cancel unwanted subscriptions. Thank you so much, Rocket Money, for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now let's get back into today's topic. Okay, the first ruthless tip to achieving girl boss discipline and getting whatever it is that you desire is to embrace solitude and grind. When I first started my channel almost 10 years ago, I was definitely a girl who loved going out, loved being around my friends. I had a boyfriend at the time, so I loved being around him too. And I thought, oh, if I work a few hours a day or if I do this, I'll just achieve my success like that. But the truth is, no, you need to grind a little bit more than that and embrace solitude, because in order to grow your business or your ideas and actually be putting a lot of time and effort into a project that you're starting, you must remove temptations and embrace that alone time that people have such a hard time doing. I think this is a really difficult thing and pill to swallow, because you think that if you just remove yourself for like a weekend that it's enough, but the truth is this could be for months and years. I know for me that I was grinding for many years. I was not going out, I was not partying, I was not hanging out with people that I shouldn't. I wasn't really distracting myself a lot. I spent a lot of time working towards my goal. I spent a lot of time really doing things that weren't so fun in order to get to the life I have now. And now I can go out on a Wednesday night and get drunk if I want to, because I have built the life that I wanted. But back then, no way. So in your solitude and grind, you must remove temptations. And this is easier said than done. I don't really know what age you guys are or when you're starting. It really doesn't matter, but but you need to at least remove a good amount of the temptations. Whether it's drinking all the time or smoking in someone's garage or playing video games or taking a nap after school every day, there are certain things that we do in the day-to-day that hold us back from achieving the success that we want. And in order to be a disciplined person, you must actually put forth some effort into changing yourself into a person that can truly get the life that you desire, because we need to ditch our old life to be in our new life. So removing temptations is big. Cutting dead weight friendships and colleagues, people that are not supportive, people who don't really care about their own future, people who do not align with you, this is a really tough thing to do, because if they're your childhood friends or people that you grew up with or people that you know or people that you work with, it can be kind of awkward to say, holy shit, I need to align myself with better people, because if I keep hanging out with these clowns, I'm gonna be a clown just like them. I know people personally who created distance from their friends for a couple of years, did their own thing, they did their own thing, got their life together, and then they reconnected and reunited down the line, and that can happen. But you must really say to yourself, my life is the most important thing to me right now. And friendships will come, relationships will come, but right now, these people need to be put at a distance because they are not helping me move forward. Also, during your solitude and grind, develop a growth mindset. Someone who is abundant, someone who doesn't let their limiting beliefs take over their life. You can't be an insecure, you don't believe in yourself kind of person. It's going to be difficult to do what it is that you desire. I know for me that I struggled with security for many years, and I was always vacillating between being confident and insecure. When I finally decided to let that go was when I knew I had to post more regularly and consistently online in order to grow my business and become the YouTuber I am today. I had to be somewhat confident to post. You can't be someone who's constantly critiquing yourself and judging yourself and hating on yourself and actually think that you're going to grow into a beautiful, amazing person. You have to be a little bit more optimistic, happy, and try to improve your confidence during this time. And of course, at the very end of Solitude and Grind, I wrote, learn to love being alone. You are going to be alone for a lot of this process. Most people are not going to be on the same frequency as you. Something I learned really early on in my 20s is that a lot of people don't have the same ambition, drive, and consistency that I have. And my dreams are larger than life. And if I want to achieve them, I need to understand that I need to walk certain paths alone. And that's not to say that you're going to be alone for the rest of your life and that it's a lonely thing. But hey, they say it's lonely at the top, right? But I personally think it's pretty fucking lonely at the bottom too, especially if you want to surround yourself with a bunch of people who are miserable and unhappy. I much rather be lonely at the top and happy than with a bunch of people at the bottom and miserable. It's just not something that I strive for or am excited about. So get yourself used to being alone and allowing yourself to enjoy that time. It is a beautiful moment. There's a lot of sadness or weirdness in it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a glamorous years and years and years of being alone, but when you do meet your people and you do meet your tribe, it is going to make all the sense in the world, because you're going to meet people who are more aligned, who you go, oh my God, I wish I knew ambitious people like this in the past. Everything's going to make sense and it's going to be more harmonious, but you have to let yourself be in a perpetual state of loneliness during this time. Okay, that was a long-winded tip. Number 2 is ditch your know-it-all complex. You cannot grow without the desire to learn. A lot of people who step into new spaces always try to go into it thinking that they know everything because it's their passion or their dream or their desire. But the truth is, you are new to this. And even though it's something that you feel called to do, you don't know everything. This is your chance and time to learn as much as you can and absorb as much information you can from people who know better than you, who have stepped into this space. I know for me that for a long time I thought I knew best and I wasn't really allowing myself to open up my horizons. When I started actually getting better at my craft and becoming a better YouTuber is when I studied other people who have already hit the milestones that I desired. So I would literally sit and watch a YouTube video for hours and, watch a couple people that were super famous and write down what it is that I noticed that they did or didn't do. And I would study that and become better myself. It wasn't from a perspective of how can I copy these people, but it was more of how can I learn from these people. These are people who are literally walking in the life that I desire. They have the homes, the cars, the friends, the money, the beauty. I want that. How can I get that? And the best way to do it is by studying how they are, how they act, how they film, what can you learn, what can you know, what cameras are they using? Like, this was what I was doing. And now I think it's important to either find a mentor or someone that you can go to conventions, whatever it is, whatever space you're trying to step into, get familiar with it and allow other people in the space to guide you. They say that people become better at something when they surround themselves with people who do it better than them. They say that about runners. The best way to get faster in running is to run with people who run faster than you. You are literally trying to keep up with them. There is no better way to grow and to build up yourself to the person that you desire than being around people who have already done that and have already improved that skill. I love being around people who are smarter than me, know better than me, and can embrace that. I don't feel insecure and I don't have imposter syndrome around them, because the truth is we all are still learning, and it's a beautiful thing. And if you are someone who is open to the idea of learning, you might actually get what it is that you desire a lot quicker. Number 3, and this is a huge tip that I think I wish I was given so many years ago, it would have helped me throughout my process, is to relinquish control in areas that are uncontrollable and turn up the heat in areas that you can control. Now, this tip is huge because I think that there are things that we can control and can't control. And we must know and decipher the difference so that we don't focus on the things that we can't, and we start focusing and honing in more on the things that we can. So what we can control is our self-talk, your energy, your boundaries, what you consume, and how much you work. These are things you can control. What you can't control is your past, other people's beliefs, other people's opinions of you, the future, and etc. When you are becoming a more disciplined person and you want to step into whatever it is that you are desiring, you must be welcoming in more things that you can fix and can control, because that's how you're going to get closer to your desires. When you're always fixating on what other people think of you, opinions, ideas, the future, what is tomorrow looking like, and you're always stressing about the things that are just the inevitable, you are not going to grow. You're going to be more stifled in your journey. You're going to feel scared. You're going to have fear. You're going to have insecurities. What I think is more important is working on the things that make you a more sturdy person, make you more resilient, make you more able and capable to be the person that actually receives your desires. So when I stopped being super obsessed with opinions, I started working more on my energy and where I put it. That is what I did in return. So instead of focusing on what this person said about me, what I did is, how can I focus more on conserving my energy and using it for good? Where should my happiness go? Where should my ideas go? Where should my time go? Where should my thoughts go? And that is how I shifted that perspective. You must shift your perspective in order to grow into the CEO boss woman that you desire to be, because people who truly make it and have what it is that other people want are always going to be hated on, are going to always be like the outcast or the outlier or the weirdo, because other people cannot stand success, beauty, confidence, and just people being different and unique. But in order to really step into this next chapter, you have to embrace these things about yourself. So that is what I did, and kind of giving myself a little bit more grace in certain areas and then turning up the heat about things that I probably should fix. The fourth ruthless tip to becoming a girl boss with discipline is scheduling everything. You need to be a person who lives and breathes by your schedule, because this will keep you on track. This will keep you, performing at your best and making sure that you allocate time for everything and everyone that's important in your life. So what I wrote down for scheduling everything is lunch with friends, pedicures, therapy, date night, work, whatever it is, you can schedule, even rest. I know for me, I had on my schedule since last week, my mother's coming tomorrow, we are getting pedicures, we are doing certain things where I normally would not do that on a Monday, but I made sure I scheduled it in so that the rest of the week is scheduled perfectly, so that Monday doesn't feel like a loss for me. And it feels actually more like a rest day and an enjoyable day and a good time to bond with my own family. Scheduling everything so that you can be a good planner, so that you can be someone who honors that, because if something does not mesh well with your schedule, then you can't do it. And that is what I call boundaries. So in order to have discipline, you need to create boundaries in your life, and a schedule is essentially just a time constricting boundary. So you're pretty much telling yourself and other people, I can can do this at this time, but I can't do this at that time. And that's just the way it's gonna go. And honoring your schedule, loving your schedule, and actually implementing it will always be what works. So when you start living by the saying, like you fly by the seat of your pants kind of person, you will never get anything done because you're just always waking up with no plans. You don't want to be the person who wakes up with no plans. You want to have a plan just to keep yourself organized and disciplined in your life. I hate saying this one because this is like an every millionaire tip, but it's what works for me, so I'm going to share it anyways, is waking up early. You'll just get more done. As someone who was always an early bird, this wasn't a difficult thing for me to do, but I'm not in school anymore. I pretty much have my own schedule that I create, and I still choose every day to wake up at 7 a.m. or latest 8. I am someone who just loves to wake up early, but I make sure that I get as much stuff done in the morning as I can. So I always clean my house in the morning, I take my vitamins, I hang out with my dogs, I will do some email answering, and whatever it is that I want to do, I'll get it done in the morning because I like to utilize my morning for collecting my thoughts and creating my routine and doing certain things so that as the day goes on, I can relax more and more. I like to work in the afternoon, and then my evenings are my evenings. But I think waking up early is really crucial in getting more stuff done. I'm telling you, like, if you're someone who feels like you just do not have enough hours in the day, maybe it's the time that you wake up. I would say consider that. The sixth ruthless tip for achieving girl boss discipline is be self-aware of where your energy goes. I kind of discussed this earlier, but this is important. Energy is everything. Learn to regulate your emotions. This is not the time to be turning up. This isn't the time to be arguing with this person and that person. You're busy. You have a life. You're a boss. You don't have time to be arguing. Like, what did Nicki Minaj say? I only have time to say hi and bye. Like, that is the kind of person that you need to be. Regulate your emotions. This is the perfect time to do some healing and to do some self-work to where you don't allow anything to penetrate your aura and to touch your healthy energy. Be stingy with your time because how you use it affects your energy. If you're a people pleaser and you're always giving everything to others, you're never gonna have time to pursue your dreams, to go after your desires, and to create the life that you want. You must be stingy with your time and your energy. Now, of course, there are people watching this who have partners already, have kids, whatever. This is when the scheduling comes in because this is when you'll be able to allocate time specifically for yourself and for your craft, but learning how to not spread yourself too thin because then your energy is completely depleted and then you're not happy and you're not able to perform at your best. So this is really important. And I wish I had known this in the past or else I wouldn't have spent so much time arguing with my parents or arguing with my friends or doing this or doing that, because had I have known that it was going to severely deplete my energy to the point where I wasn't going to be able to perform at my best, I probably wouldn't have done it because I knew what it was that I wanted. And all those things were kind of background noise, but I allowed them to come forward and be the primary focus of my life for too long. Once I started regulating my emotions better and started creating distance between me and unhealthy people and unhealthy patterns, I was performing a lot better in my life. And the last ruthless tip to achieving girl boss discipline that I think will really help you guys out. This is something that a lot of you guys talk about and is a huge struggle for you whenever you're starting a new endeavor or you're trying to step into your power. And it's learn to become your biggest fan, friend, and even take your own advice. It's the subtle art of just continuously going no matter what, okay? People are preoccupied with their own lives. They don't have time to be cheering you on every single time that you do something amazing. And I think that I understand why it's important to people, why the people in their life do not support them. But I think what's more important is that you support yourself and carry yourself through the journey. And then you can create a boundary or a line with this person in the future. The truth is, a lot of people start things, but they never finish them and they never continue them. And if you just continue going and not focus on what parent isn't supporting you, what friend isn't buying your product, what person isn't cheering you on, what person cares or doesn't care if you're sad or angry or happy, the truth is people don't care. That is the harsh truth of life. Everyone has their own lives to deal with. Of course, you'll meet amazing people along the way who will prove to you that there are really great people out there who do love you. But during this time, I really want you guys to almost create like a really protective cover over your brain and over your heart that allows you to just keep going, like kind of like on robotic mode, that allows you to perform at your best and not care so much what other people are doing, and be your biggest fan, be your biggest cheerleader, give yourself advice and to actually take it. Give yourself the flowers that you deserve and do what you love and love what you do. If you love what you do and you love what it is that you're trying to create, it should be smooth sailing and flowing. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy process, but it's going to be one that you choose every day without a shadow of a doubt. It is something that you feel called to do. It is something that you feel aligned with. And I think it's so important that we embrace what it is that we love doing, because that will carry you through this journey. Passion is a driving force, and you have to remind yourself of that throughout this process. There are going to be people who come and go out of your life. There are going to be people who don't understand you. You're going to be met with failure and wins and failure again. And you need to use your passion to keep going. In my own personal journey, I have had the highest of highs, and even after having the highest of highs, I've had some severe lows. And what carried me out of that terrible low was reminding myself that that needed to happen in order for me to learn something or grow, or it's just life. But I got myself out of it because I knew that my passion was stronger than any low that I've ever experienced, and that I can get myself out of it because I love what I do. And that's just the truth. The truth is, all the successful people that you admire have all failed. They have all fucked up, and they have all not been at their best. But what continuously is amplified and shown that you see is their wins, because they chose to not give up after they failed. Keep that in mind. Most people have never and will never reach the self-actualization and success in the way that they desire. And that's what sets you apart, and it's your unwavering perseverance. I never really fixate or focus on what other people do or do not have, but I have noticed that in my own journey of success, I was bullying myself for many years about being behind or feeling like a little bit weird, or like I wasn't where I wanted or needed to be. But when I finally got to my successful era, I realized that most people around me don't even have the same drive, ambition, or confidence that I had many years ago. And there's nothing wrong with that. I hope that they one day find it, but you're going to find out that you are going to be the person who stands out because you just kept going. That's all you need to do. Keep going, and you will see that you are different than most people. Most people settle, they don't really care, and they don't persevere. And that's not to hate on them, but that's just the truth. I hope that this video helped you guys. I know that it was kind of all over the place, but these are the tips that truly carried me through my journey. I wish I knew them sooner, but at the end of the day, I'm so glad that I know them now, and I remind myself of them whenever things get hard or tough, or I feel a little bit about my career. I remind myself that in order to really just stay disciplined and keep going, I have to just follow these tips, and they will carry me through the journey. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed making it. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone. Mwah.